Good morning, everybody. This is Natalie Thomas with Princess Power. Remember, I've told you before that my theory with paint is get a coat of paint on it so it can be drying. I literally just woke up. The only thing I've done is brush my teeth. And this is the progress on the bed last night. And I don't want my bed to look like a carousel. I think it's pretty. It's not really exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to keep going and I'm going to do something that might mortify you, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about what else I've done. Last time you were with me, I painted my first coat on and I painted crinoline. It was a little bit too light for me, so for the second coat, I coated it, I mixed a little bit of sandy blonde in. So if we look over here at the side rails, that would be the sandy blonde and the crinoline. That was before I went crazy last night over here. And so this is in my bedroom. I literally just woke up and I looked at it. I was probably up till 1 in the morning. Not that it took a lot of time. Okay, it didn't. I maybe spent 2 hours, and that would be stretching it out. I've got a really pretty fabric I'm going to use on this. Let me step aside, and I'll show you that for just a second. So this is the fabric that I plan to recover the bed in when I'm done. So that's kind of what I'm pulling from in my colors and my thoughts and why I wanted to go just a little bit darker on the crinoline. So I painted this section last night and then I went ahead and I sealed it. And the reason I sealed it is because I'm going to put a wash on. I have taken some of the same paint, the crinoline and the sandy blonde, and I'm thinning it with water. And while we're talking, I'm literally just going to paint over everything I did. And you're like, wait a minute, you did all that work and it looks pretty good. And and actually it is. I mean, if I weren't gonna paint over it, there are just a couple of places I'd touch up. Um, but I'm thinking I can improve on this. And here's the deal with this kind of thing. It's only paint. Let's say I put the wash on and I do everything to kind of mute it. And then I'm going to later go in and I'm going to do a wet distress. After this wash is done, I'm going to pull back some of the wash so that I reveal some of the color. I just don't want so much color. And maybe it'll work and maybe it won't work, but it's only paint and time. And right now my husband's out of town and it's the holidays and I'm alone. So wouldn't say I get into trouble, but I do things that I wouldn't necessarily do. I couldn't stay up till 1 in the morning if he were here. So let me pick a spot where you can see. And I'm just gonna start washing over this. It is dripping on my down a little bit because I've got this very, very thin. Now, what I didn't tell you is that my little dog, Oliver, my show puppy, came in the other night after I did the tutorial where I just showed you just putting the first coat of paint on, and he licked a ton of the paint. Not only did he lick it, he got it all over him. So I went out on a job and we were in the rain working and I got my truck stuck in the rain. So we were out in the rain about 4 hours, this a couple days ago, came home just soaked to the bone, tired, and I'm looking at Oliver and I've got to paint Oliver. By the way, I'm getting paint on my stairwell behind me, and it's not a big deal. With chalk paint, before you seal it, you can just wet it and it will reactivate it and it's going to come right off. So it's not a big deal. Okay, let's just get in here a little bit. I'm going to want to see some color. I'm just not going to want to see so much color. And again, if this doesn't work perfectly. So I had to come home, I'm wanting a hot bath for myself under the circumstances of being out in the rain all that time and cold and whatever. My truck is actually still there, and my customer is helping me get it out. He was going to have some friends over at 1 in the morning to help get it out. So I will talk to him later today and find out if they were successful or not. I literally wasted almost all of yesterday running around trying to buy stuff and figure out what to do. I'm a girl. I don't know how to do everything. I do not know how to get trucks out of mud. And we watched YouTubes and we had tried a lot of different things. And the customer was very nice. I found that in my junk business. A lot of times you'll go do a job and the customer is working as hard as you are to help. And that's always interesting to me. So let's turn the camera just a little bit. And I'm only looking to work on the top part right now. I haven't really done the sides except I ran a little bit of gold. And the gold looks kind of interesting, but let's see here. And you remember, I'm not worried about what I get on the fabric because I'm going to be recovering that. So, and I just mixed up a tiny bit of paint. I don't know if I'm going to need a second coat in Distress because I don't have a picture. Somebody asked me if I had something that inspired me for this, and the answer is no. I guess the only thing that inspired me is all this beautiful carving on this bed. And I really loved the bed the way it was. It was just that my cat had scratched up on top. I'm going to go back and just do a little double check for any missed spots here. You can see that just took a couple of minutes. The reason I jumped on to do this first thing is because I want it to dry. It's not going to take long, but maybe by the time I get dressed and brush my hair and all that, throw it back on top of my head because it would be in the paint, then I would be able to have something more to work with here and get started. I have, what time is it right now? I think it's like 8:30 in the morning. I have the bookkeeper coming at 9 and it's 8:40. And I have the bookkeeper coming and somebody to repair my computer. So I actually do have to be dressed for these people. So voila, there we go. It just takes a couple of minutes. The biggest thing is letting something dry and then coming back to it. So my next step with this will be to take a wet cloth and go over the highlighted areas to pull some of that new paint off to bring back some of the color. And then I can decide, okay, do I want more gold? Do I want more blue? Did I just mess everything up? And it's going to be good in the end, but I will tell you that almost every project I do, not everyone, but almost everyone, there's what I call an ugly stage where you go, oh my gosh, I just ruined this. What am I going to do? I was a quilter for many years. That's where I won my international awards. And there were many projects that I did that I was mortified thinking I had destroyed it. And they always turned out amazing, but you have to press through that bad spot and keep going. So I'm Natalie. This is princesspower.com. We talk a lot about things over on my site. We talk about health. We talk about business. We talk about relationships. And right now we're talking about painting because we address different things that I am passionate about and love and want to help other people with. So I was a divorced mom. I was literally a grandma. I had stayed home 22 years. And then I started a business that grew to a multi-million-dollar business within 2 years. And so I just try to help people with things that might be able to get them past where they are in life. I was depressed. I was scared and never thought I could do things like I was able to do. But I always tell people, if I can do it, you can do it. So thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.